Alrighty, it is Monday, March 4th. Quick session recap here, starting off with NQ. Now, we came into the session expecting a slower session in both NQ and ES. Most likely was going to be an inside day. That is what we saw on NQ, with price failing to break that prior day high today. Now, as always, anytime you have some type of range expansion move, some type of trend day, some type of breakout play in the index, you want to come into that next session expecting a slower session, usually going to be lower volume, usually going to be a tighter range. This is just a normal aspect of volatility. Volatility contracts and expands. Anytime we have that expansion, it's time to start expecting that contraction. And that's exactly what we saw in NQ today. Let's take a look at the retracement here. Did not even really see a 50% or 61% retracement in NQ. So very, very shallow retracement so far in NQ. Tomorrow, what we're going to be looking at is how price trades versus today's tighter range. Anytime you have that inside day on the daily time frame chart, so you can see the inside bar here, today's daily candle within the entirety of it within the prior day's candle, that marks the inside day. So anytime you do have this inside day, what you want to be watching for, doesn't matter if it's in the index or individual names, stocks in play, what you want to be looking for here is how price trades versus that inside day. And generally, the rule of thumb is to trade with the direction of the break. So if price breaks today's low with acceptance, meaning it continues to hold below that prior day low, you want to be looking for that downside action, and vice versa if price breaks today's high. So pretty straightforward for tomorrow in NQ. Going to be looking at, depending on where we close here, looks like about 18,250 by 18,350. 100-point range, which is half an ATR, a little less than half an ATR in NQ. So much tighter action as expected. And I just reiterate this because these type of choppier days used to absolutely crush me when I was very early in my development. I definitely know what it's like to be fighting the chop all day long. It's not something that we want to be getting involved with. It's not even really worth our time. Much better to just stay in cash, wait for more favorable opportunities. Now, take a look at how price respected that prior day volume point of control. Right through here, pretty much marks the high for the session. So always keep an eye on that prior day volume point of control. Always going to be an important reference point on the session. Just a bit of an aside there on NQ. Now looking at ES, very similar, right? ES did manage to break the prior day high. No real acceptance above that prior day high, back within the prior day's range. Now approach is going to be quite similar here on ES, wanting to see how price trades versus today's range. So you can see daily bar shows a bit of exhaustion there on ES. We've seen this before. Last Friday, or excuse me, 2 Fridays ago, Monday, February 12th. So not unusual to see that breakout move, a little blip above that high, fresh all-time highs, and then some exhaustion. So not an unusual pattern by any means. Just want to be watching, again, keep it simple, how price trades versus today's range. As far as the primary structure at play, no real change here. We're dealing with a breakout. There's a breakout trade, prior all-time high, right? Price breaks out on Friday. Now just kind of oscillating here. If we take a look at the fib retracement, I think we'll find pretty similarly to NQ that the retracement has been quite shallow so far. Yeah, not even close to that 50% yet. So the prior all-time high remains the key level here that buyers are going to be looking to defend. That is 51.24 on ES. That's the main level of interest for this week. And price is not even into that overnight low yet. So staying patient till we get a much better setup here as far as the bigger picture is concerned. Again, tomorrow looking at how price trades versus today's range. Not much more to it outside of that. For individual names, pretty short list. We have Coin continuing the trend move. Going to be looking for a second day play here. We have CRM with the inside day on big volume. So I just talked about the inside day. You know what to do there. And then we have NET. This is just a technical setup. It looks pretty good if price can break 102. This is typically called the daily buy setup. So I'll be looking for some strength up through 102 for essentially a reversal versus this post-earnings sell. So that's about it for individual names. We have Coin, CRM, and then NET, and then ES and NQ looking at how price trades versus today's range. Overall, much slower session, but within our expectations. So that's usually, a good thing. If you're expecting a slow session, and it is a slow session, hopefully you did not get caught in the chop today. Definitely can be tough trading conditions, very, very choppy action. But hope everyone had a great session. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a DM in the Traders Think Tank. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow morning for the pre-market prep live stream. Have a great evening. Later.